That's my baby. I'm dying.
That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
What is going on, everybody? It is Saturday night, and you know what that means. It means it's time for another episode of the premier wrestling show here at A2G Radio in this very ring. I'm your host, as always. I'm Ritz, and my co-host joining me is the one and only Mayor of Toasty Town. It's Butters. Butters, what's going on, my dude?
Nothing much. Another day in paradise.
Another day in paradise? Absolutely. Oh, crap. I just deleted it because I'm dumb.
No comment.
Bah! There we go. As always, our show is brought to you by our Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Check him out on the web at Burlington, Cherry Hill, and Princeton, New Jersey. Also, Michael Ambrose and Ambuck Services. They are the gutter and deck experts of South Jersey. 856-879-5530. Butters, my man, we have a lot to talk about. And so we're putting this show together, and you and I were talking this morning, and I said, I don't know what our poll question should be. I have like 5 different ideas. I don't know what to do.
Don't know where to start.
I really don't know where to start. So you and I both kind of said, screw it. Let's start on Monday. So our poll question brought to you by the guys over at PhillyDrinkers.com. Check them out, PhillyDrinkers.com/HD Radio. Brand new merch out as of today. Limited edition Nike fleece hoodies. Use the code 2021 for 10% off at checkout. Make sure you get the no notes on the back. All right. Our poll question, Goldberg versus Drew is a match that needs to happen. Agree, disagree. Our chat is already blowing up. The Godfather HD Radio, Tom Arnone, let's talk about it. He says Butters, and then the typical, oh, hi, Andy. Pete Evans chiming in, yo, fam. What is that? He like 10 million % agrees, disagrees with the poll. He says it makes no sense for Drew versus Goldberg. Tom saying he agrees with what Pete said. And Mr. Robert Cobia chimes in as well, saying disagree. Butters, tell me about it. Does this match need to happen? Yes or no? Before we get to Butters, actually, let's set the stage. It's Monday night. It's Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre wins the match, and we're gonna talk about that match in just a little bit. But Drew McIntyre wins the match, and then what happens? The man they call Goldberg, WWE Hall of Famer, makes his way to the ring, and the match is set 3 weeks from tomorrow. Goldberg, McIntyre, WWE Championship. Does this match need to happen, Butters? I ask you, do you agree or disagree?
2 words sums up my answer. Hell no. No, this damn match does not need to happen. They should have done Roman versus Goldberg, regardless of where it's going to be. Drew versus Goldberg does not need to happen. Drew versus Sheamus, Drew versus Keith Lee again, Drew versus... screw it, bring back Hornswoggle for a match. I don't care.
Shut your mouth.
No. Drew versus Goldberg, no. The setup, piss poor. Just because you ran out of time, you hoped Goldberg would have, set the stage, and he read his lines line for line.
I don't even think he did that.
No, apparently he did. They were kind of hoping he would go out there and kind of make sense of the whole issue, and instead he follows Vince's orders of read your words line for line. So, but this match needing to happen? No. Big time no. I'll disagree with that poll 100% all day, every day, because this is, one of those things that, like I said, I'd rather see at least 3 other people have this match than, like I said, we can see Sheamus. I can see Keith Lee again. Hell, Morrison for all, anybody but Goldberg.
So we've got some more comments. I literally looked down at my phone to share the post. I looked up and we have a ton of comments over here. So let's go through them before we get into what I think. Brandon saying, dude's boring, has no ring skill. His only attribute was raw strength, which went away like 10 years ago. I'd say 15, but I'll give you 10. Victoria from HUD After Dark says, Goldberg from the Mighty Ducks, right? No. Frank Vesby from The Fix. Hey, yo, sorry to bother you at work. I hate it. That might be Frank's most simplest comment ever. Brandon says, I thought Rowan was on AEW. We're going to break that down as well. Greg Malakovic chiming in from Agree to Disagree and AM in the PM. He says, my guy, Butters. And then like 15 comments later, he finally acknowledges me. He thinks. Brian Wilson says some wrestling talk. What's up, boys?
Good old-fashioned wrestling. Oh, yeah.
Brian Daly from Hockey Happy Hour. I'm bringing over bringing all these older generation guys back. Ted over there on Periscope. Drew, the company's #1 babyface. Goldberg comes out telling Drew he doesn't respect the legends. I agree. It's dumb.
Randy was the one disrespecting the legends. That's what gets me even more, riled up.
Oh, I have the golden shovel. I'm going to bury it all. Chrome chiming in. You guys can catch out Chrome on After Dark, Lazy Booking, and Birds of a Feather. What's up, guys? Who are you more excited for? Drew Goldberg or Roman Pierce?
You know what?
I think for each other.
I'd rather watch Roman Pierce because it's a new fucking, it's something new.
Right. Victoria says go to bed. I don't know who she's talking to. Greg says that was a pathetic ending to Raw, which Tori adds, that's what she said. Justin Del Rio saying, what's up? What's going on, Justin? Greg disagrees with the poll. He'd rather see Burt Fiend than Goldberg. Oh, my God.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather see the Fiend versus freaking Drew at this point. Screw it.
Jason replies to Chrome saying Roman Pierce. AEW is definitely 100 times better than WWE right now. Just got to get rid of that old fossil JR, says Chrome.
Poor JR,
Tori,
nobody giving him love.
No. Tori, would I rather watch wrestling or soccer? Wrestling, because we're the better. Never mind. No, I got a lot of love for the guys that kick it stateside every Saturday morning, but we have more fun up here, I think. Frank Vesby, 100%. All right, so everybody gets settled in, okay? Because when this happened Monday night, I wasn't watching it live. I remember what I was doing. I was doing something. It was important enough for me not to be catching Raw at that hour. Oh no, I was off the next day, so I was cleaning up around the house because I knew I could stay up late and get some stuff done, right? And then I could just veg out all day Tuesday, which I successfully did. But my phone starts blowing up, Goldberg this, Goldberg that, from all these different chats and whatever. And I'm like, no. Like, I know it's Legends Night, right? But no, they didn't. And I get on my phone.
Oh, yes, they did.
God damn it, they did. I've never wanted to go live more so than in that moment. Like, I've had 5 days to kind of calm down from it. But I mean, hell, there was a thought in my mind that said, okay, it's Tuesday. then I can jump on After Dark and bury this. And then I said, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm really pissed. I'm still really pissed. I don't think it was till like Thursday I was like, all right, I'm not as angry. But this is dumb. This match doesn't need to happen. I saw a graphic and I meant to save it, but Goldberg has had more title shots in the last like 5 years than he did his entire time, I think, in WCW.
I feel like Vince is trying to make up for it.
Make up for what?
I mean, Vince is paying him that big-ass contract, so might as well get him to do something twice a year.
No. Save him for India.
He gets, I think, 2 matches a year, so WrestleMania and somewhere else.
Here's what's going to happen. I know it, and it's going to make me so mad. They're going to come out with some WWE documentary special the weekend of the Royal Rumble. And it's going to be Goldberg related. And this putz is going to win. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Goldberg fan. Okay? I've loved Goldberg since WCW. But I can't get behind the idea of, at this point, you're a WWE Hall of Famer. It is well past your prime. We all saw your last match. We all saw it. Let it be done. There's no reason you need to take the title off of Drew, who, whether you like Drew, you hate Drew, he's the face of the company, right? He's a face of the company right now.
What's the over-under on how long this match is going to last before he gets winded?
3 minutes. If this match goes any longer than 3 minutes, then there's a problem. There is a serious problem. I don't get what Vince is thinking when he sits there and says, you know what would be some really good shit? If Goldberg came out and he won the WWE title.
Well, I think part of the problem is he doesn't have Brock right now.
Fuck Brock.
I understand that, but I'm just saying he doesn't have Brock. He needs ratings, so he's hoping Goldberg can pull some of those ratings up.
Fuck that logic. I'm sorry. Right. I'm sorry.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but ratings are the thing right now. That's what the network executives want. So he's going to do his damnedest to give him what he wants. This old fogey night didn't do any good for them.
Here's my problem with Legends Nights. And all right, hold on. We got a ton of comments over here. Hold on. Let me do this.
I think it was Mustafa Ali that said it best. Hold on. Let me find that tweet while you're doing that.
Yeah, I'm going to go here. All right, let's see here. Chrome says, what the fuck was the H phone shit? That is on a laundry list of issues I had with my night.
H phone?
So Raw opens up with Hulk Hogan on the phone.
Oh, God.
Hulk starts talking and calls it the H phone, saying you can use it to watch YouTube. It's a play on the iPhone or some stupid shit like that. I swear to God, I've never seen anything dumber.
So why didn't he just call it the brother phone?
Because he hates us. Brinkman saying heel Roman Reigns for life. I like Roman. I like the heel character. I need something a little bit different. We need to add something to this. Frank Vespi, did somebody say India? Yes, we are getting a superstar spectacle coming soon. Ted, Goldberg gets more respect than Sting. Sting could actually wrestle. Sting's just a walking advertisement at this point now, though. I don't think Goldberg wins at all. This is coming from Chrome. I wouldn't put it past them, though. This is not something I would put past them.
No. Here, real quick. Raw Talk, Mustafa Ali rips the entire Legends night.
Right.
Okay, so he states, I'm agitated, I'm angry, but most of all confused. We dedicate a 3-hour show to old has-beens. You want to call them legends, call them whatever, they've had their time. A night like tonight is exactly what is wrong with this company. 3 hours to guys who can barely walk. I know exactly that the generation before me paved the way, but when the hell are you going to let me walk on that path? Guys like Drew Gulak, Akira Tozawa, myself, Retribution, not on the show. Why? Because we had to hear what you gonna do, brother, again for the 7th millionth time. Why don't you give us a chance? People that can contribute to this business further this company, but no, let's push them aside. Let's give 3 hours to people that can barely walk. They carved the path. When do I get to walk it? This place needs to change. I am that change.
Now, that's a great promo for his character.
Yeah.
Right? Shoot, not shoot, doesn't matter. That's perfect for his character.
But the majority of it is true, though.
I didn't say it was wrong.
No. I know. I'm just saying it's like you listen to it regardless of, like you said, whether it was shoot, whether it was real. You gave 3 hours to people that can't walk. They weren't even near the ring, but all of 10 seconds at the end?
Correct. Jake Friel, what's up, boys? Highly disagree to the poll. Goldberg just doesn't have it anymore. Brinkman was never a Goldberg guy. Hope he gets his face kicked off. Chrome, you didn't love the H-phone, Butters. Daily, better storylines, better talent will make for better shows. No. Don't say better talent. Hold on. Back up here. Don't
Better
say
storylines. I'll agree with the better
give you
storylines.
But don't say better talent. I think they've got some of the best talent available today.
They've got great talent. It's called creative, and Vince is too hungover to what do you call it? He's got too much of a hard on for control.
Heel Roman's awesome. Storylines awful from Chrome. Brinkman really hates Reigns. Too big of a dork to cut promos.
He's been cutting some pretty good stuff.
Chrome says it's kayfabe, the whole shitty group gimmick. I didn't find the Raw promo talk to be much of anything. He says it was phony. And I think it was good for the character. I don't think it's going to help elevate him in any way.
No. It just it rang in a point.
Right. It does say a point because a night like Legends Night, right? Don't get me wrong. I am all for seeing some of the different legends, right? And when they do the nice little corny little spots or whatever the case may be, that's fine, right? It's fun. It's good. It's good, TV or whatever. It's good nostalgia. My thing is, and this is my brain talking, it's sad that when ratings are... Yeah, I know. It's sad that when ratings are down, their go-to is a Legends Night. But what else are you going to do on the fly, right? And it's not the right thing. It's not the right thing to do, right? It goes back to Daly's comment. Better storylines make for better shows. Yes, I admit the better talent because I think we have some really good talent in all brands, all companies, right? And that line, that better storylines, better talent make for better shows, that's not just a WWE line. You can drop that on Impact. You can drop that on AEW. There are certain aspects of all major companies right now that are lacking. Just lacking. And it boils down to the storylines that are being presented to us. Right? Now, I will say this. As far as a week's worth of wrestling goes, like wrestling television, we've got a lot to talk about. Good or bad, we have a lot to talk about.
For the first full week of the new year, it was a great week for wrestling. To start off the new year.
I would say good.
Okay, good week. I'll agree with that. It was a good week to start off. To start off the new year, you start off on a good foot with the majority of these. So keep up the pace, amp it up.
So let's break down Legends Night. Let's break down Legends Night on Monday Night Raw. So we obviously had the Hogan thing, and of course you advertised Hogan. You're going to start with Hogan. This is one of those ones where it's like, okay, move along. You can bring back anybody. You don't always have to bring back Hogan. Hogan doesn't have the same pop that he normally has. He does.
Well, there's not a live crowd.
Not even that. I just mean in general. Like, when you tell me, oh, Hogan's going to be on Raw, I'm like, all right, great.
The one person you advertised, you didn't bring in.
2 people.
2. I only cared about 1 because I didn't hear about the second.
All right, so who are you upset about?
Carlito.
All right, yeah. I Carlito towards the end, I wasn't a huge fan of.
Carlito in general, I was a fan of. As much as he pissed me off from time to time, I was still a huge fan.
I loved his more early stuff, his heel stuff.
You know, they advertised him, but apparently there was numbers, there was lines were crossed. Yeah, wires got crossed. He wasn't. Everybody was a little sad. Everybody was waiting to see Carlito back. You know, even if it was for a night.
But we cut to Miz TV. We cut to Miz and Morrison. They're in the ring, and they're kind of running down the show. Right? They're giving us what we can expect to see, including Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy. Miz is optimistic about 2021. It's going to be the year of Miz and Morrison. And how are they going to do this? They're going to introduce their first guests. They're going to introduce the New Day. Oh, sorry. Ted wants to know, Carlito, who is the other one? Apparently, it was Candice Michelle. She was advertised and wasn't really contacted.
Well, apparently she was advertised, but she was never
contacted. That's what I just said. Chrome, oh God bless Chrome. He always likes to just drop these little bits in here. I drank with Carlito at the Swamp on Bourbon Street, WrestleMania 34 weekend. We get it, man. You saw everybody and their 5th grandmother WrestleMania 34 weekend. Okay? Here's the bitch of it all, though. This man's out on Bourbon Street, partying up with superstars. Never once was there a text or a message. Hey, you should come here. We're hanging out with so-and-so. Dick. So Kofi and Xavier come out. They say it's their show now. It's New Day Talks. Kofi's singing, Woods is playing the trombone. It's all good fun, right? They keep interrupting him by shouting correct, and Kofi asks if they have any New Year's resolutions. Morrison says he wants to become a chef, make investments, and take a picture of his face every day. I've never heard 3 dumber things come out of someone's mouth as like, you want to be a chef, make investments, and take a picture of his face every day. The chef, okay, fine. You want to learn how to cook? Big deal. Make investments. I'm sorry, you should be doing that already. Make better investments. That should be the line. Take a picture of your face every day.
I mean, is it to go with the fact that he's the shaman of sexy? I don't know.
There's a throwback if I've ever heard one. So Kofi then asks who they'd like to go to dinner with, and Morrison says Tatanka, but Miz tells him to stop playing along, and the interview's gone on long enough. Woods plays the trombone. Kofi says it's the cooking portion of the show. Woods puts the chef hat on, but Miz gets angry, tells him to shut up. They've made fun of him long enough. And then, for whatever reason, I don't care, I don't hate it, but Teddy Long comes out.
I loved it.
This is one of those moments where I'm like, all right, I'm actually really okay with this. I don't hate this. Because fucking Teddy Long says, Miz Morrison, you're going to go 2-on-1 with The Undertaker.
I think everybody loved that moment.
I was waiting for it. When he came out, I was almost waiting to make a joke of that. Right? Or a tag team match line, which he does make. He ends up saying that because Adam Pearce comes out and tells Teddy Long that the Undertaker's retired. But hey, you guys can put him in a tag team match. So he goes, I'm going to put y'all in a tag team match. And It's just the way he delivers that is so iconic. And
Oh my God, classic Teddy Long.
so we go into the New Day versus Miz and Morrison. We go to commercial. The match is already underway. And it's a pretty decent match, pretty solid match. Obviously you have two very, very decorated tag teams, four very decorated, very, I say decorated, Xavier's decorated, but more tag title decorated, not necessarily. Wow, I got really out of focus here. Holy hell.
His only decoration is the tag team titles.
Right. But again, not a bad, not bad at all.
I mean, there's plenty of good ones that have only won the tag titles that, never won a singles title.
Right. But you have four very, very decorated superstars, right? And you almost expect a really good match out of these four guys. The New Day does get the victory. Morrison tries to pin Woods using the ropes, but Kofi shoves his feet off, allowing Woods to drop Morrison and hit a Shining Wizard for the win. After that, we go to a replay of last week when Randy Orton invaded the Firefly Funhouse, killed the puppets, and then the finale when he may or may not have set Alexa on fire. Randy's backstage. He says the voices in his head told him to do it. Set her on fire. But he couldn't do it. Because just like everybody else, the Fiend changed him. He showed Alexa compassion and mercy, and he hates himself for it. But then he realized he could sculpt that hate and now knows he's capable of anything. He says he wants to go find some legends and have a talk. Remind him why he's the legend killer. So now here we are with an overarching story for a Legends Night, right? We're going to take Randy Orton and we're going to have him interact with the Legends. And that's how this is going to play out. Okay? And then we go to commercial break. And then for some dumb reason, we get a TikTok video of the New Year's Eve party with the New Day and R-Truth. Angel Garza pinned Truth at the party and stole the title. Angel Garza is the new 24/7 champion.
Whoopity-doo, Basil.
He's backstage with Alicia Fox.
What a fox.
And he says, is it the most beautiful thing she's ever seen? She says no. She goes, that'd be the guy on the skateboard drinking juice to Fleetwood Mac.
Lordy.
Garza walks off, passes by Sergeant Slaughter, Mickey James, and Tatanka, and he asks them the same question. Slaughter tells him not to interrupt, and he and Garza start talking about how 2021 is going to be amazing. He has his health, his title, and his looks. Then he hands James a rose. Slaughter stares at him and calls him a maggot. And again, typical stuff out of your Legends, right?
Woo.
Oh, did you say woo?
Oh, yeah. Woo.
Woo. He shows up later.
Woo.
In one of the weirdest spots of the night.
Yeah, but your ass would have loved to have been in that spot.
So would you.
I ain't denying it. I'm just saying.
Joey DiBardino says it's time to get rid of the 24/7 title. I don't know if it's time to get rid of it. Maybe it's time to rethink how we utilize it. Just my guess.
What the
hell?
We're being invaded.
I don't know what's going on here. What the hell? Oh, dear God, no.
We're being invaded.
First of all, what the hell is a shop-a-rama?
I feel like I should be asking you the questions, Andy. What are you guys doing? It's 11 o'clock our time, 10 o'clock your time. It's the debut of A2D Shop-a-Rama, the newest show on A2D Saturdays. What are you doing here? I should be asking you the questions.
Well, we're doing the premier wrestling show called In This Very Ring. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, considering it's up late past some of y'all's bedtime.
Well, past y'all's bedtime.
Andy, I see there's been some kind of a mix-up here. I can see that. I can see your confusion. I can see your anger.
It's okay to be confused. It's just a phase, Andy.
I just think, why don't we just let us do our thing, and then we'll get out of your way. It'll be just real quick. We'll do our thing, and then we'll just move on. Sound good?
Can somebody get legal down here?
Okay, great. That's the signal, Frank.
Awesome.
We'll just start. Okay. All
Guess
right,
what
Frank.
time it is, everybody? It's time for a 2D Shop-A-Rama. It is time to shop. I'm so excited to bring these new items. I'm more excited than a Japanese schoolgirl at an aquarium. So our first item up for bid is that we have a bag of hair. Ooh, let's see. Let's take a look at this bag of hair. It's available in many colors. We got blonde, brown, black, and of course it's made out of actual hair. Oh my goodness, for a good price of $829.99. You can look like George Michael in the Wham video.
QVC called. They want their shtick back.
Did you say shtick?
That's true, Chrome. That's true. And
Buy it for me.
now is your lucky
For
day.
$829.99. It's all yours, Andy.
What the hell's going on around here?
It's
so-
A2D Shop-A-Rama, the best products around, Andy.
Frank, I can
Get
see
out.
Andy has no use for the hair. He's doing great without it. So let's go to our next item. Next item's
All
fine.
right, so our next item up for bids, we got some pens. Yes, I love pens. Pens are the greatest things ever. We have so many models up for grabs. We have the extra small. So small, you don't even use it.
But it's there. It's there, Andy.
It's there. It's there. It's so tiny. It's a very tiny pen. And we got some regular size pens too. Woo! All right. And we also got some of the biggest, blackest pens that we have around.
Oh my
They are so beautiful. And you can use the promo code PEN15 for 15% off of our Shop-A-Rama price of $81.99 for a grand total of $69.69 for those lovely pens.
Nice.
They are very nice indeed.
Andy,
Nice big black pens all over you, all filled with ink. I love it.
Andy, can we get you some pens? How about that? No to the pens? Butters, pens? No? Okay.
I got a whole drawer right here, boys. A whole drawer.
Okay.
Are there giant pens?
I got colored pens. I got non-colored pens. I got everything I need.
Do you have the biggest, blackest pen in your drawer?
And yes,
I have
Daly,
black
you're right.
Sharpies.
Daly, you're right. It is promo code PEN15.
Yes, PEN15.
Right there. That
Not
is
what you think
correct.
it is. Get that out of your dirty little mind. This is
But
a Christian
Frank,
program, guys.
Frank, I mean, let's be real. They don't need any pens. Butters has enough pens, 15 pens that is. So
Yeah.
let's go to our most exciting item.
Oh, yes. I can't wait for my most exciting item. Oh, you can't wait to see this.
We
So
need to
we
get laid.
got a giant ladder. Ooh, it is sturdy. It is made of steel. It's made of everything you made. I use this ladder so much, I actually have my entire family making this. It's a 20-foot tall ladder for a grand total.
Take a dive off the ladder.
It's super sturdy. It's straight to the key. It's straight to the whole family. Oh no. Ah!
Well, let's just cut away from that. Guys, everything's fine. Frank had some trouble with the balance, but it's not a representation of the ladder. It was Frank. The ladder's still a great product. I'm looking down at
Oh, jeez. Oh, that hurt.
No, he's not dead.
Yeah, you can invest in this beautiful, super sturdy, made in the good old USA ladder. You can call now for $146.12. You can get this beautiful 20-foot ladder.
Here's a ladder. It's made of stuff.
Absolutely. It is made of the greatest stuff ever. American stuff, Polish stuff, North Korean stuff, Russian stuff. It's amazing.
Oh my God.
Andy?
Are
Ladder?
you too done? No, I don't need a ladder.
Of course you do need a ladder. I told you it's made of stuff.
God, guys, get out.
American stuff.
If it ain't
Frank-
edible, I don't think he wants it.
Frank.
Look at him here, the guy named Butters.
Yeah, it's true. Frank, I
And
don't.
look, even our friend
Frank.
Mr. Rob Povia says, as a matter of fact, the Hardy Boys invented the ladder match. The truth is the truth.
My
Yes,
God.
you can recreate your own Hardy Boys match, Andy.
See, you can't tell us we don't know our audience.
Yeah, we know our audience real well. This is why we're doing A2D Shoporama.
It's true. But Frank, honestly, I don't think they need any pens or. I mean, Andy, he's doing fine without the hair. I don't think he needs your hair or whoever's hair that was that you got in the bag. And the ladder,
If it's your hair in the bag, we're going to have a conversation.
Listen, in his contract, I don't ask questions. That's part of his contract.
I cannot disclose on what that hair, where I got that hair from.
But listen, all right. Maybe we'll get him next time. We'll get him next week on the next episode.
Hopefully.
But wherever you guys were, like I said, we'll just let you go. Just let us do our thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joey, maybe, just maybe.
Oh God. All right, so this is why I love In This Very Ring. This right here is why I love this damn show. Because literally it can go off the rails. You have no idea what you're going to expect here. And for some reason, Frank Besby and Ryan Brodo of The Fix decided they wanted to jump in and have A2D Shoporama. For those of you that are listening to us on the Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Speaker, and all your other podcast services, this is definitely something to jump on our YouTube page, A2D Radio on YouTube. Check it out. It's about the half an hour mark where shit just kind of hit the fan.
Kinda?
Where were we? Oh, we were going to talk about our favorite segment on Raw.
What, Elias versus AJ Styles?
Elias versus AJ Styles. It's not the match itself. It's what happens after the match.
Oh, I know. Oh, dear God.
When Riker decides he's going to swing the guitar at AJ and almost says, nah, and kicks the guitar and destroys it.
Nah, fam. That's all splinter wood now.
Oh my God!
I think I replayed. I replayed that clip probably about 5 different times. It was an amazing. Like the setup, the execution was freaking fantastic.
Oh, I had it on. I had it on Twitter for like hours.
I would, wouldn't mind seeing Omos in the Royal Rumble.
I think Omos is going to be in the Royal Rumble. I absolutely do. 100% think he's going to enter the Royal Rumble. We already know. AJ declared, didn't he?
I think so.
I thought he did. I thought he declared last week.
I think he did.
So after that, Charlotte Flair makes her way to the ring besides her father. We see a clip from earlier today when Charlotte declares herself in the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble match. She will be in action next. And this is what bothers me about WWE. You're going to say Charlotte Flair is going to be in action next. So I'm going to stick around through your boring Mountain Dew commercials and the Chrisley Knows Best commercials or whatever the hell's on USA Network nowadays. And we come back to who? Not Charlotte Flair. Not Charlotte Flair making her way down to the ring with her daddy. No. You give me the Big Show. Big Show's backstage with Matt Riddle, and Riddle tells him he should change his name to the Big Bro.
The Big what?
The Big Bro.
Oy. They need to give Matt Riddle something better.
Show sings it and says he thinks it's got a ring to it. Riddle walks off and up steps Randy Orton. Show gets in his face and Randy tries to goad him, even grabs him by the throat, but Show sits down and says he isn't falling for it. Randy says he'll never wrestle again, but Show says he's happy to be a legend. Orton says if that were true, he's to do something about it. Now we finally get Charlotte Flair with Asuka and 2-time WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair versus Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans. I'm sorry, Charlotte and Asuka. I'm sorry.
versus I give up with their.
Crow
I give
makes a
up.
good point. Hold on. Crow makes a good point. Why do people even declare for the Rumble? Like that's a really good point. Like what's the point of you? I mean, other than like you can say, okay, this person's not like in the gauntlet match, right? We knew Daniel Bryan's in the Royal Rumble, so you knew Daniel Bryan wasn't winning the gauntlet match.
I don't know. They could have swerved us.
I have to go back and look, but it's been a while since somebody's done double duty on like that, where it's been announced ahead of time.
It's been a little while, but they have done the double duty where, oh crap, I lost the match. You know, look at Becky. She lost her title, joined the Rumble.
Right. Don't get me wrong, and that's all fine and dandy. But again, that wasn't announced ahead of time.
Yeah.
Becky came out later. We expected Becky to come out later, right? But with Daniel Bryan, you're not going to announce Daniel Bryan's the first man to declare for the Rumble, and then a week later give him the number one contendership for Roman's title.
That'd be something WWE would do.
Chrome says, so I love Orton, but honestly, the whole deal on Monday was just head scratching. Would have made sense if there was an appearance by the Fiend and make a save, but it was just odd having him be a dick all night for nothing.
So it would have made.
He goes on to say, WWE creative, how many ways can we needlessly parade Orton out as a huge dickhead? I mean,
it would have made more sense if it was with the way they ended it, the way they ended Raw. It would have made more sense if they had Drew parade around being the dickhead. I'm just saying, with the way it ended with the whole respect thing, it would have made a lot more sense.
Would have, but it also would have been better. See, again, I struggle with the Drew being a dick thing to the legends.
And I get that, I'm just saying, the way they ended the show, the way the show went, it would have made more sense. But hopefully next week we get I think we get a Goldberg appearance. Maybe something will happen and they'll,
But I gotta go back to where was it? Somebody in here, maybe I can't see the comment anymore. But somebody brought up the fact of you have the best baby face in the world in Drew McIntyre, and yet he's the one being a dick to he's supposed to be the heel here. Goldberg's coming to defend the honor of the legends. Shut up.
That's the way they're trying to portray it, though.
But why? Give me a good reason. Give me a good reason why it makes sense to send Bill Goldberg out to the ring to square off against Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre, your WWE champion, who has been a nice guy, but he's the dick.
The only way I could see it, this is how I could see it, is if Sheamus said something to Goldberg to make him think Drew disrespected him. They have their match and come to find out Sheamus was the one putting the idea in Goldberg's head, and then you have Drew versus Sheamus. I'm just saying. I'm just spitting out here, okay?
Like, I almost want to pull you. Okay, all right, hold on. I get it. Okay, if these were any other people, maybe I could see something that dumb happening. But you mean to tell me that the Celtic Warrior Sheamus went up to a WWE the Celtic Warrior, who's been an asshole for years, went up to Goldberg and said, "Hey, Drew's saying mean things about you legends." And Goldberg believed him enough to go out there and fight him.
Hey, it also could have been Sheamus talking to somebody else. Goldberg overhears it. Either way, it's one explanation that I could think of. It's just, again, It's all confusion. It makes no sense. WWE just loves to fuck with us.
Well, no, because we're going to add. Let's add to the confusion. Let's get away from Goldberg Drew. Because what do we do in this next segment, the Charlotte Flair and Asuka versus Peyton and Lacey Evans? We have we have Charlotte be a dick to her dad again. Charlotte comes out of this looking like a heel.
Yep.
And whether you brought her back to be a heel, to be a face, to just kind of be neutral, this isn't the right move for Charlotte unless you're trying to pose Charlotte versus Asuka at WrestleMania.
Well, look at this. Look at this, though. You know, what about Flair intentionally tripping his daughter? Where are we going with this?
Well,
like, was he trying to, you know, are they trying to put Flair with Lacey and Peyton? Or did Flair get a little, you know, hot and heavy when him and Lacey had that little, you know, heated moment and decide, you know what, screw it?
Flair wanted to get his winky wet.
When doesn't Flair want to, you know, take a ride to Space Mountain with another woman? I mean, come on now.
Flair wanted to take Lacey Evans on the oldest ride in the park.
Hey. But here again, hold on. Another that didn't make sense. You have Charlotte just berate her dad. He's sad. He's dejected.
Thank you, Chrome. Chrome said, "Don't they show that combo on the next WWE Chronicle?" God.
You know, she berates him. She makes him down, dejected. He's sad, damn near crying. He leaves. And yet, what do we get a few segments later? A happy-go-lucky Flair talking to one of the... I get it. You taped it. You taped the segment between Flair and some legends, but you put it in at the wrong time.
I mean, I don't agree with Chrome. I don't agree with Chrome very often.
I gotta agree with him. I can't disagree with Chrome on this one.
I'm gonna agree with him here, and yeah, no shame at all. But here's the thing, right? I can't feel sympathetic for Ric Flair anymore because Ric Flair can literally cry on cue.
He can bleed on cue. He can cry on cue. Have a heart attack on cue.
That's where we stop that conversation.
Probably pop one up on cue.
Damn it. That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Again, this whole night wasn't making sense.
Like, and this is where we talked about it earlier, right? We talked about how it was. You wanted to say it was a great week of wrestling. This was a bad night.
It had so much potential, and they screwed up segment placings. They screwed up, you know, ran out of time. They don't, because WWE no longer has that little 5-minute, you know, turnover. I don't know.
Here's my favorite segment, and I think it's Chrome's favorite segment too. Sheamus approaches Drew McIntyre backstage and wishes him good luck for tonight. Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart appear. Hulk says Drew's clearly been taking his vitamins and saying his prayers, and he just wants to say that Drew's been an incredible champion during a crazy time, and I can see it too. Right? Man, you've been taking your vitamins. You've been saying your prayers. You've been a great champion during such a crazy time, brother. Hogan, brother, you remind me of myself. Drew thanks him and says that if he reminds Hulk of himself, does that mean Sheamus reminds him of Jimmy Hart? He says Sheamus is the south of Ireland. Sheamus is offended and walks off with Hart chasing after him, shouting through the megaphone. McIntyre and Hogan then shout and pose together.
Hey.
Chrome says, yes, please see above the conversation between creative and Vince while booking this shit. Ryan Brito, hey guys, good to see you. Just got a chance to tune in for the first time. Lying bastard. Frank Vespi, hey, yo. I stayed up late for you guys. Next week on Shop-A-Rama.
This next match setting up for a potential future U.S. title shot, probably at the Rumble.
That he'll lose.
Huh?
Riddle ain't winning that title. They ain't gonna put the title on Riddle.
Come on, man.
How can they do it?
Hell, you could put the title on Riddle and have Lashley win the Rumble. Screw it.
I don't hate that, but I don't see them put the title on Riddle. But yes, Riddle versus Bobby Lashley. Riddle does take up the win. And then Mark Henry's backstage on a scooter. There are words in this English language I never thought I would utter out loud. I'm going to say it one more time for prosperity. Mark Henry is on a scooter backstage.
For potential knee surgery.
With Ricochet, and he tells him that he needs to stay true to himself and will be a star. Ricochet thanks him and walks off. And who shows up? None other than Randy Orton. He asks if Henry will be in this year's Royal Rumble, looks at the scooter and says, I guess not. Randy makes fun of Henry and says he owes him a lot of receipts for all the world's strongest slams he took. Orton tells him to pedal himself away, and Henry does just that.
Oh, he can't roll his ass back to SmackDown?
Nope. MVP and Lashley are pissed. Mandy Rose makes her way to the ring, but her opponent, Shayna Baszler, attacks her on the ramp. Baszler slams Rose into the barricade, beats her down until the refs tell her to back off. Dana Brooke runs down and tells Baszler she'll fight her. And here's another incredibly short match.
Yep.
The match gets underway with Shayna kicks out her leg and takes down Brooke. Brooke tosses her out of the ring, but Baszler gets right back in, locks in the Kirifuda clutch, but Brooke rolls her back and pins her. Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars. It was January 4th, 2021. Dana Brooke pinned Shayna Baszler. And for some reason, the internet immediately said WWE doesn't know what to do with Shayna Baszler because she lost to Dana Brooke. Is it really that hard? Is it really that hard to think that, you know what, they finally see some potential in Dana Brooke and they're using Shayna Baszler to help elevate Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose?
Wasn't it just last year they were bitching about WWE not being able to utilize Dana Brooke?
Thank you. I'm just making sure we're all on the same page here.
Oh yeah. I don't get it. I liked it. I liked the way they did it. I mean, it doesn't look too bad on Shayna because it was just I locked in the Kirifuda clutch, but oh shit, I got pinned in the process.
Baszler doesn't release the submission after the bell. Rose returns and hits her with a knee to the face. Which, by the way, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I'm really starting to love the whole running knee to the face thing that Mandy hit and that some other people have started hitting more and more frequently. It
looked pretty devastating the when Mandy hit it. I said, dear Jesus.
Honestly, I don't know why I like it so much. But
is it because it's Mandy?
No. I've seen a couple other people hit them lately. You know,
the whole flying knee thing?
The whole flying knee thing, I like it a lot. And I couldn't tell you why. I do.
Is it because of Daniel Bryan?
Maybe. Chrome says Shayna is so money, they totally fucked it up. Honestly, it looks to me like Vince won't push her because of her looks. I truly believe it.
It's why I wouldn't push Christian.
Yeah.
Because Christian didn't have the look. If somebody doesn't have the look, Vince doesn't want to push them. I'd push Shayna to the fucking moon.
He goes, not on the same page. I like Dana and think she's improved. However, there's zero reason for Shayna to job out to Dana. Spelled Dana wrong. One of the many reasons WWE sucks so bad right now. And again, this is where Chrome and I never agree. That's something I just have to accept, right? He has his opinions. I have mine. That's why we both work for A2D Radio, because we agree to disagree. I have no problem with Dana winning here. I think it'd be a little bit different if Dana actually just pinned her flat. A lot of people have pinned Shayna in the same kind of manner, right, through the Kirifuda clutch.
I think it was more of a you didn't really want to pin pin Shayna clean. You had to pin her somehow other than a clean pin.
Right.
Because you don't want to make Shayna look bad, but you also want to make. I guess they're trying to make it to where Shayna double thinks the Kirifuda clutch every time. Maybe she does it on the side now instead of on her back.
You don't need to double think that, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with it, right? It's just clearly a way to beat Shayna.
Yeah.
Right? You've exposed a way to beat Shayna. Good, bad, or indifferent. People are going to capitalize on that if they can. The idea is not to let them, obviously, right? Obviously, it's the idea not to let them, but try not to go down until, hey, they're going night-night.
Yeah.
Chrome says, Vince, the same guy who said Keith Lee needs to put in extra time to work on his in-ring work. Andy, LOL, come on, man. Come on what, Chrome? Right? I have no issue with Dana winning here. Right? I don't think Keith Lee needs any help with his ring work. I think he's great. And I think that's a very evident on Monday night with the match between him and Drew McIntyre. I don't agree with every decision Vince makes. Absolutely not. Hold on. He says, read the comment above that. Vince won't here it is. Vince won't push her. Everyone else in the company wants to push Shayna to the top step got under Vince's thumb. Don't be wrong. I think that Shayna should be champion. I think she, somebody posted a picture of Shayna with the bloody mouth when she came back, and was that I think it was Becky she attacked.
Yeah, bit her in the back of the neck.
Back of the neck. I don't hate that. I don't hate that idea of going back to that Shayna, but I also don't hate this idea of taking someone who dominated in NXT, is a proven force, was part of a very dominant tag team with Nia Jax, not to say that they're over, right? And is now helping elevate a new tag team, in in Dana and Mandy, right? That's what it's helping right now. It's helping elevate these other stars. And that's what you have to do, right? I don't agree with everything that Vince does, right? Case in point, Bill fucking Goldberg challenging at the Royal Rumble. I don't like it, right? But it is what it is. We have spent way too much time on Monday Night Raw. Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy happens. We already talked about the Randy Orton wins. Lucha House Party with Melina. Lucha House Party beats Hurt Business. Yada, 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 yada. And then the bullshit with Goldberg. But no, Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee.
Great match.
Loved it. Loved the match.
That right there tells you that should have been the match for the Rumble.
I don't know why, though. The spot where he pounces him over the barricade didn't look as clean as the one that he did to Adam Cole. Like, that's the standard for me. If you're going to do that, you're going to pounce him over the barricade. That's the standard for me.
The Adam Cole standard bearer. I mean, come on.
Right? It didn't look as clean. I like it. It's still a good spot, right? I think it would have been funny if he so hard he knocked out one of the Thunderdome signs. That'd have been funny.
Oh Lord, I don't think he'd have heard the end of it from Vince.
No, let it be that way. Chrome thinks Lee wins the Rumble. Dude, as long as he's in it, very early pick for me. I think Keith Lee winning the Rumble is such a smart move, right? I don't. Everybody else that has declared, right, and that you could potentially see in the Rumble.
You know what? Screw it. I'm declaring myself for the Royal Rumble. If everybody else is going to declare it, fuck it. I'm going to declare myself for the Rumble. Regardless of whether I enter or not, I'm declaring.
This is like a callback. And Chrome, if you're still in here, you'll remember this moment. When The Rock's in the ring cutting a promo about people saying that they're in the Royal Rumble. And they're pointing at like everybody and their fifth grandmother and says, this camera guy right here, he's in the Royal Rumble. That's what just happened here.
I mean, I get tired of hearing, I'm declaring myself for the Rumble. Oh,
Why didn't you just go straight to a girl's voice?
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we here in this very ring are now accepting applications for new co-hosts. Please contact me via Facebook or on Twitter at Doc Ritter. Yeah.
Nobody can get it done like the craziness of the Butters.
And this is why Team Ritz is going to annihilate you in just 3 weeks' time.
No.
Absolutely.
It's Team Butters all the way. We sliding into 2021 with a win.
Team Ritz versus Team Butters does kick off in 3 weeks' time with the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk more about that next week, but it is hashtag Team Ritz all the way.
Hashtag Team Butters. We buttering up that slip and slide and sliding all the way to the win.
Buttering up that slip and slide all the way to the win.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm glad people love you. I'm really glad there are people that love you. Because I don't know if you were man, I don't even know what to say here. Let's talk some NXT. New Year's Evil.
Evil.
Seriously, what is wrong with you? You like not get enough sleep or something?
No, I'm good. I got plenty of sleep.
Okay. Damian Priest versus Karrion Kross. Wow.
Karrion Kross. Do you hate Karrion Kross that much?
No, I read the word Scarlet in my mind, and
oh yeah, your mind went deep into that gutter.
Yeah.
I bet you'd like to go deep in her gutter.
All right, phrasing number one. Number two, still a family show.
This late at night? Okay.
One. Wait. Can you do a Dusty Rhodes impression? Try. You got to try. I know that's you.
Oh, Lordy, boys and girls. I don't know if I can do it tonight.
That's what she said.
Hey.
But anyway, right. Damian Priest, Karrion Kross. It ultimately ends up with Karrion Kross getting the win. Really solid match. I'm not a Damian Priest fan whatsoever.
But he put on a good match, boys and girls.
I don't think he can't wrestle, right? I think he can wrestle.
It might just be the character.
There is no character. That's literally just a man putting on wrestling gear, walking out.
So it's Creator Wrestler number 62.
Yeah, sure.
Gotcha.
It's like just putting a 2x4 out there at that point.
Oh, so Plank's in the WWE now?
Yes. Good call.
I try. They did announce the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
I was getting to that. I actually have stuff on that. So they announced, not only do they announce the Dusty Rhodes Classic for the men, but we also get a Dusty Rhodes Classic for the women.
To be done at a later date, boys and girls.
So I have the participants for the Dusty Classic. You have Austin Gray and Kurt Stallion. The Bollywood Boys, Sunil and Samir Singh. Breezango, Tyler Breeze and Fandango. Drake Maverick and Killian Dane. Everrise, Matt Martell and Chase Parker. The Grizzled Young Veterans, James Drake and Zach Gibson. Imperium's Marcel and Fabian. Jake Atlas and Isaiah Scott. Kushida and Leon Ruff. Undisputed Errors, Adam Cole and Roderick Strong.
My favorites for the win.
NXT North American Champion Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory representing The Way.
Screw The Way.
This is The Way.
I hate them with such a passion.
So, my early prediction for this, I actually have a few. Right? I can see Drake and Killian winning it.
Yep.
I can see Adam Cole and Roderick Strong winning it.
Yep.
The Way winning it.
Unfortunately.
I
think the shocking upset for the win would be Everrise.
I don't have enough invested in them.
If
you ask me to pick one, I am picking Drake Maverick and Killian Dane.
I'd be picking the Undisputed Era.
I think, well, because it's going to lead to an NXT title shot. Adam Cole and Roderick Strong, you don't need to give them a title shot, right? You know,
but
Undisputed Era is essentially a former champion of this. Who won it last year? Do you remember?
Yes. Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle.
That's right. The bros are weights.
Yes, sir.
But no, Drake Maverick, Killian Dane are my early odds-on favorite for this. And then Xia Li and Boa. They finally make their returns.
Xia Li whooping that ass hard and quick.
Yep. With some creepy sumbitch on the ring ramp.
Hey, man, whatever it takes to make them look strong, I'll take it.
I liked it, though. I liked it a lot. I think this is one of the few programs WWE as a whole entity is doing really well so far.
So far. Look at what they did with the Retribution.
They'll fuck it up. But
I was about to say, look what they did with Retribution. It started off great. Now where are we at a year later?
Yeah. It's not even been a year.
6 months.
Has it really even been 6 months?
I think it's been about 6 months. It was not too long after WrestleMania.
Okay. We get to the last woman standing match. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez.
Tear the house down.
They left it all out there. Raquel gets the win. I think this was a fantastic match. This is one of, I don't know if I would put it up there with match of the year candidate like I am with Finn and O'Reilly.
As of right now, I would put it up there as the women's match of the year.
Okay, I'll give you that. I can put that on there for women's match of the year.
As of right now, I would put that as a women's match of the year. Big time candidate.
I do like the fact that Raquel gets the win here. We're still staying true of building Raquel up as somebody to be, as a force to be reckoned with.
And this has the potential to see maybe a call up for Rhea.
So a lot of people are saying that she is going up to the main roster.
Her and Damian.
Well, I think Damian's
supposed. Yeah, I was going to say they're supposed to go to SmackDown.
Yeah.
But no, I see this as a way to put it all on the line for Rhea, to put her on the main roster. Where you put her at, it's hard to say.
You don't want to put her up against Sasha.
You really don't. Do you really want to put her up against Asuka or Charlotte?
Good point. Chrome is confirming Rhea and Priest are called up. Which
I'd rather put her on SmackDown at least.
He's going to Raw. I believe he's expected to show up this Monday. I thought I read somewhere that
he was supposed to show up on SmackDown as Owen's best friend, and Owen's like, nah. Because not to knock Priest, but to go, where would he be my friend? How would he be my friend? Why would he be my friend?
Yeah.
It's not knocking Priest, it's knocking the storyline. It would make no sense, and I agree with it. And this is WWE's creative in a fucking nutshell. Let's just throw somebody random out there as your best friend, and everybody goes, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah, no, exactly. Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae versus Kushida and Shotzi Blackheart, with Kushida and Shotzi getting the win. And then Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly. Again, another fantastic match.
And supposedly one or both is fucking injured again.
And that's my thing, right? I want to see these two go at it one more time. I want to see Riley take the title off of Finn.
I think they're trying to hold the title on Finn to give it back to Cross.
I think so too, but you got to give me one more. And
but at this point, you know, when do you say enough is enough with these two? Not for the wrestling aspect. I love that they both put on great matches, but when do you say enough is enough with as much as they beat each other up to injury status?
No, I understand that. I do like the fact that he gives Kyle O'Reilly respect at the end. But Chrome says, I don't like Rhea going to SmackDown. I'd rather have her on Raw. Bianca's already on SmackDown. Give me Rhea versus Asuka all day. You're absolutely right. Rhea needs to go to Raw. They're not doing anything with Asuka in a singles title perspective. Give that to me.
You could have Rhea win the Rumble. I mean,
oh, wouldn't that be poetic justice?
Exactly.
Have Asuka and Charlotte drop the tag titles. Asuka drop the title to Charlotte. Rhea win the Rumble. Rhea beats Charlotte for the Raw title 1 year later.
Yeah,
that would be cool. I don't think they're gonna have it, right? Crow saying Asuka and Charlotte at Mania, which is a very good possibility.
I'd rather not see that at WrestleMania for the umpteenth million time.
It's not the umpteenth million time.
It's still a match. I'd rather see two different people go at it. I'd rather see Charlotte Rhea do it one more time, or Asuka Rhea.
They're going to give Asuka the big win against Charlotte, and that's very, very, very possible. All right, let's talk the big news coming out of AEW this week. So
the Bang Bang Club.
We're going to set the stage, okay? So it's Kenny Omega versus Ray Fenix. I hope I said that right. I don't know.
Ray Phoenix.
Why did I say Fenix? I've had a day.
FedEx, huh?
I said Fenix. I was like, that's not right. It's been such a long day.
But no, it is pronounced Phoenix.
No, I know it is, right? In my head, I know it is. But what came out of my mouth was Fenix. I'm like, as soon as I said it, I went, damn it.
If you look at it, the way they spell it, I could get why you say Phoenix.
Because I'm
just saying, Phenix. You really don't think to say Phoenix, you say Phoenix.
But, again, so much has happened that I actually have the results and everything like that. So I'm just grabbing and reading straight off the page, and I said Phoenix. So after the match, Don Callis says something's happened backstage. They show a video of Eddie Kingston's group attacking Pac and Penta. Omega goes to attack Phoenix, but Jon Moxley makes a save with a barbed wire bat. Gallows and Anderson appear and attack Moxley. The Good Brothers hit the Magic Killer on Moxley and stand tall with Omega. Omega continuously hits Moxley with a barbed wire bat. Wrestlers at ringside try to make the save, but Omega and the Good Brothers fight them off. The Young Bucks hit the ring to confront Omega. Mac Jackson actually makes the save for Omega. Omega, the Good Brothers, and the Bucks finally too sweet to end Dynamite.
It's a hell of an ending for night one of their New Year's Smash. So how the hell are you going to top night one? How in the ever love are you going to make night two just as spectacular or better?
Because you're going to play off of that angle. Real quick, Ted wants to know, are we going to talk about Jay White possibly coming to WWE? So, no, we're not, and let me tell you why. I've read about 5 different reports in the last 3 hours, and some say he's coming, some say he's saying he's not. At this point, I'm gonna hold off on all of it. Right? I don't see him coming just yet, but no, we're not gonna dive too deep into that. Not yet. I'm gonna wait till we get a little bit more on that. So sorry, Ted, but no, I'm not gonna dive into that. Anyway, go back to it with the whole Bullet Club thing. You play off of that, right? You play off of you have a shocking ending.
So
Genesis was tonight.
So do you add a match to New Year's Smash next week with the club versus Moxley, Phoenix and his brother Pillman Jr. and the other one that came out with him? Do you just add the match and try to go off that like you said, or do you have another beatdown?
I think you almost have another beatdown. Chrome says, I'm intrigued by the Bullet Club reunion so far. AEW Impact has already booked it better with Omega in 3 weeks than the entire OC dog shit with AJ in WWE. No, and I agree, right? At first I was very I won't say upset, but I was very hesitant with Omega winning the title and then showing up on Impact the next week. I think the payoff for this has done really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
It has made me more invested in what they're doing. More so from an, ooh, what's happening? Right? Yeah, it's more... oh, God. It's more intriguing of what they're doing. I like it a lot. It's very interesting to see where they go from here.
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to call themselves?
The club?
I don't think you can.
There's nobody else. They can't call themselves the Bullet Club. They can call themselves the club.
No, I don't know if you can. Did WWE trademark it?
I don't think they ever did. But here's the thing, though. They could potentially call themselves the Bullet Club. Tony Khan could throw a little money New Japan's way. I mean, he bought the rights to the Jungle Boy song for Jungle Boy.
Chrome agrees with me. WWE trademarked the club.
Okay,
So,
they could still they do have a working relationship with New Japan, with all these others, so they could still call themselves the Bullet Club. I don't know if you do call them the Bullet Club though. I don't know if that's the right move. I get that, but I mean, everybody knows them as that. Everybody's called them that. Everybody's like, the Bullet Club's back. So Tony Khan could talk to New Japan and be like, hey, can we use the name for a little while? Here, I'll give you a little extra money.
Maybe.
Tony Khan isn't exactly...
Roman and I are on the same wavelength here. They can still be the elite.
True.
Right? And that's kind of where I was going with that. What do you call them? You obviously go to the elite. Right? It makes sense to go with the elite. I guess my big question, it's not so much a big question, right? It's just a question. Does Cody join them?
No. I don't think Cody joins. I think Cody...
that.
I know, but I think Cody sticks and stays with his own thing.
Which, again, one way or another, Cody joins, Cody doesn't join. It doesn't bother me one way or another.
Because here's the thing. If Cody joins, you're going to have that leader tension. Cody's the leader. Omega's the leader. Cody's the leader. Omega's the leader. Who do you know? You're going to have that tension.
That's been almost a common factor in the Bullet Club.
Well, yeah. They bring in the new guy. The new guy.
It's almost like the damn... what's the word I'm looking for here? Core recipe. Core ingredient. Chrome says, my gut tells me Cody ends up forming that new Horseman stable they've been rumoring. And I forgot about that, right? Because it kind of fell off the wayside a little bit with the holidays and the Brodie Lee stuff and everything.
But here we go again with AEW and putting everybody in big groups again.
But all right, something like the Bullet Club, though, something like the Horsemen, and maybe it's just because of the namesake behind it, right? And what that means.
I get it.
Hold on. I think that yes. I think that because there's a history to it, I think it's a little bit more acceptable. Doesn't make it right, but I think it's a little bit more acceptable. Whereas just randomly creating a group to have a group, right? Because he's got a group and they have a group, and this jackknife over here has a group.
It doesn't matter about history. It doesn't matter about namesake. It's the fact that they're putting everybody and their third, fifth, sixth grandmother in a group together. Here's the new group. Here's the new group. You're a new group. Hey, you coming in, you get to join in that group. Thank you. AEW is the Oprah Winfrey of wrestling.
No, don't say that. I don't know if that would go over. Don't say that.
You get a stable. You get a stable. Everybody gets a stable. Yeah!
Yeah, you have to add that in, and it all works. Right? And see, this is where I'm conflicted, because I was a very strong voice in the AEW has everybody in a stable. It's like the damn NFL. That was my argument. But then when you're talking the Bullet Club and you're talking the Horsemen...
See, but that's you making exceptions.
What's the fuck's wrong with that?
I'm just saying, damn it. Not everybody needs a stable.
I didn't say everybody needs a stable, right? This is an instance where a stable makes sense. Having these, 6 guys, 5 guys, right? Omega, the Bucks, and then the other 2. Yeah, 5 guys. Oh, look, he can count.
Don Callis, 6.
All right. All right, these 6 guys, right? If you want to, was Don part of the 2 suite though?
He was with them, I do believe. I can't remember.
Logistically, who cares? Having these 6 guys together makes a little bit more sense than just saying, all right, we're going to put our entire roster up on a list, and we're just going to start like we did in gym class. We're going to mark you off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the 1s get together. All the 2s get together. All the 3s get together, and the 4s go fuck off in the corner.
But that's exactly what this is, though, with AEW. I mean, I'm honestly surprised at this point that they don't have an all-women stable.
Because they would have to have enough women for the stables to make sense. Chrome says, listen to Butters, it's prison rules out there. Always guys behind you trying to stab you in the back and fuck you in the back end for the top spot. Everybody needs a gang to survive in the wild, just like prison. Okay. Chrome, we're going to have a conversation one day about how you know so much about prison rules.
But...
Chrome's right.
It just AEW seems like a big headache from time to time.
They run their operation like a prison. And the inmates run the asylum. There we go.
And Tony, poor Tony Khan. I get it. He's part of it. He has part of the last say. But damn, Tony, there comes a time where you say enough is enough. We've got enough stables. Let's at least. Freaking Darby Allin's not in a stable. Sting's not in a stable.
Give it time.
Right now Brandy's out because she's pregnant.
I watch a lot of Locked Up in 60 Days In, says Chrome. But here's the thing. I guess when I take a step back, right, again, I hated it. I was vocal about my hatred of it.
I still hate it.
There's nothing wrong with having, because you have friends, albeit 3. You have friends that have your back.
I'm not going to do it. Not gonna do it on the air.
You have friends that have your back in situations, right? Everybody has their group of friends that when push comes to shove and things start to get dicey, that have your back. There's no problem with having a group that has your back. Now, you may not have to show up with that group every week. That group may not be all together every week. But when the time comes, the dust settles and the smoke is cleared, that group stands there with you. Right? It's the only way you can look at this without just getting mad.
I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't like it.
Well, no one likes you, so
the comments beg to differ, sir.
yeah, they just do it because they like to poke at fun at me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm really excited. Oh, here we go. Speaking of friends, Team Butters sucks nutters. Team Ritz is the shits.
Y'all might be having the shits after it's all said and done because we winning.
You ain't gonna win shit. All right, we are getting ready to run out of time, but let's get to SmackDown. Let's get to a couple big notes from SmackDown. Okay. The Street Profits are no longer the tag team champions.
Sad day, but I'm kind of glad Ziggler and Roode are,
The
champions.
tag titles are once again glorious.
Oh, yeah.
Big E and Apollo Crews had fantastic. Crow makes a good point. You can't get mad about stables, Butters. You and Andy literally formed stables with the entire HUD staff. I mean, he's not wrong.
No, we formed brands, okay? We didn't form stables, we formed brands.
I don't know if I'd have this argument with Chrome. You're on your own.
Brands.
But Big E and Apollo Crews have a hell of a match, right? It ends in the first match ends in a double pinfall. Whether one man's shoulder was up or the other doesn't matter because they restart to where Big E ultimately gets the win anyway. Let's get into what's it called? The gauntlet match. Okay. Like I said, we're running out of time here.
Shinsuke should have won it.
I don't know if I hate Adam Pearce winning it, though.
I don't either, but like the way the match was going, Shinsuke had a hell of a, with Daniel Bryan, I think honestly Shinsuke should have won it, but of course they had the whole Adam Pearce do it. I'm not gonna lie, having Adam Pearce does it, that's a nice shakeup for me. Adam Pearce was still a good wrestler. I don't know if the ring rust is there heavy with him, but former NWA champion.
Chrome says, as a guy who's been over Ziggler for the better part of a decade, I love him and Roode as a tag team. I agree. I do too. He says Crews got screwed. I agree a little bit.
Yeah, but Crews slapping the hell out of Big E was amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
Slap her around the world, boys.
It adds some depth to Crews. Nakamura looked phenomenal here. He looked almost babyface-ish in this match. Well, and I think that's you got to put a babyface up against Roman, right? Having Pierce in this scenario, let Roman beat down on Pierce at the Rumble. Nakamura is going to make the save, right? Some people think they're going to bring Kevin Owens in. It's not going to be Pierce and Roman at the Rumble. Somehow Owens is going to get inserted into this match.
I feel like they should insert Shinsuke into it instead. They should have Pierce feel bad for Shinsuke and somehow get some leverage pulled to where it's Shinsuke versus Roman instead of Pierce versus Roman.
Chrome says, I hate Pierce winning it, but the winner of the night was Nakamura. And I agree. Nakamura's the winner. What a pleasant surprise that was. It was booked so damn good. And him losing off the wall, all of that was almost better booking because of the sympathy. It was reminiscent of Kofi in 2019 building up to Mania. And again, I was just about to say, I do think this leads to Roman Nakamura at Mania.
Ooh. I'd like it, but I don't see it going there.
I do. You have to work. You have to work on it to get there. I think it's a slow build to get there. I think you do play some of the sympathy.
I honestly think they've been wanting, Roman versus Goldberg for WrestleMania.
Well, you're not going to get that, so fucking drop it.
I understand. Hey, they could. I lost to Drew McIntyre. Roman, I'm coming for you, baby.
Chrome says, perfect way to turn Nakamura, get immediate sympathy on the babyface after a strong showing, give him momentum. Even Cesaro's tweet, stay away from my friends. Or however it was, right?
Yeah.
Chrome doesn't agree with me. He thinks they're the main event for the February or March pay-per-view. I don't think they're doing a pay-per-view in March. I think they're going February straight to Mania. I haven't seen the official schedule yet. Because last I checked, they didn't have anything past the Royal Rumble slated. But either way, right, I think this does lead to Nakamura, Roman. I would like to see it at WrestleMania. That's just me, though.
So they have January 31st is the Rumble.
Right.
February 28th is Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
And then March 27th is TakeOver, and the 28th of March is WrestleMania.
Oh, damn. It's in April. It's in March this year.
Yes. So we're getting back-to-back pay-per-views. So the end of March, the end of January, end of February, end of March. So we're getting pretty much a month in between each pay-per-view, roughly, give or take a day. But Elimination Chamber, we could see Roman versus Shinsuke.
Now, see, I don't hate this. I have a feeling you might get Roman Jay at Mania. Jay knocks off Roman. I won't hate that.
I'd watch it.
I would be okay with that. I said it when this stuff started that I could see Jay taking the title off of Roman. I didn't think it Mania, but I could see it happen.
Those two put out a hell of a match twice already. Third time's the charm, baby.
No, I absolutely agree. I'm excited though. I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for what we've got coming up. So let's kind of give you guys a rundown of what January is gonna look like here in this very ring. Next week, we're gonna talk about obviously everything that happens in wrestling, but we're also gonna lay down the ground rules for Team Ritz versus Team Butters, which will start at the Royal Rumble. We'll remind you guys of the teams, we'll remind you of the rules and how it's gonna play out. The following week, which is the 23rd, there will not be a show. I will be out of town, and I don't know how the internet's going to be where I'm going, so we're just not going to do a show. Then after that, we will have our Royal Rumble preview show on the 30th. We'll announce who has ended up picking who.
Hashtag Team Butters.
Yeah, we'll reveal those answers. We'll set the stage. We'll preview the card. We'll give our Royal Rumble predictions. And then, obviously, the next night is the Royal Rumble. That's it for us tonight. I think we had a great show, even with the appearance of Frank and Ryan for A2D Shop-A-Rama, which that was funny as hell. Every week, we're brought to you by our doc, Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Check him out on the web at specializedphysicaltherapy.com. He's also got 3 locations at Burlington, Cherry Hill, and Princeton, New Jersey. He's our doc. Make him yours. Also, Ambuck Services. They are the gutter and deck experts of South Jersey. Give them a call at 856-879-5530. Our poll question was brought to you by Philly Drinkers. We got some new merch. PhillyDrinkers.com/A2D Radio is the place to find the limited edition Nike fleece hoodies. Use the code 2021 for 10% off. Let me get that off the screen. There we go. So many different buttons to click. As always, that's Butters. I'm Ritz. Guys, we're going to get out of here. We will see you all next week. Make sure you check out every show here every single day. There's something for everybody. Agree to Disagree tomorrow night. Sports Hounds on Monday. On Tuesdays is Lazy Booking and A2D After Dark. Wednesdays is The Fix and AM and the PM. Thursdays, Birds of a Feather and Hockey Happy Hour. Friday nights, you got Spit and Fire with Rachel Blaze. You also have Fan Friday. Saturdays, Kicking It Stateside, weekly roundup. Kep's Corner. We'll be back next week. I don't think I missed anybody. Guys, we'll see you.